英語学習と AI 知識アップ G テスト合格に向けた学習が始まりました。英研究家事チャンネルご視聴ありがとうございます。G 検定テスト合格に向けて10問のクエスチョンですね。これをやっていこうということで、本番は160問ありますので、これを16回やれば全過去問を網羅できるんではないかということで、英語を使いながら英語力アップ、そして G テスト合格に向けての学習を進めていきましょう。それでは第7回目の10を見ていきたいと思います。では左側が Chatgpt が出してくれた質問ですね。1から10までありますので、英語です。そして答え方はですね、Google 自動翻訳の音声入力機能を使っていきたいと思います。ここを押したときに青く光りますので、英語で話しながらスピーキング力アップ、考えながら英語力、情報力、高めていきたいと思います。それではクエスチョン1からいってみましょう。Question 1. Let me read the question. Which of the following best describes why large language models sometimes produce incorrect but confident answer? LLM, large language model. A. They intentionally try to mislead users. B. They retrieve the facts directly from the internet in real times. They predict likely text based on patterns, not verify the truth. They lack sufficient computing power. I think answer for question 1 is C for Canada. They predict likely text based on patterns, not verify the truth. Okay, let's move to question 2. In machine learning, what is overfitting? Where model performance vary on both training and test data. Where model memorize training data but fails on new data. Where model uses too few parameters when training stops too early. Answer for question 2 is B. When a model memorizes training data but fails on new data. Question 3. Which task is least appropriate for a fully automated AI system without human oversight? Least appropriate for a fully automated AI system. A. Sorting spam emails. Recommending movies. Diagnosis rare medical conditions. Translating a common phrase. Without human oversight. Which task is least appropriate? What does it mean? Least appropriate for fully automated AI. I don't know. A is answer for question 3. Please explain later. And I need to pay attention. I only have 45 seconds for one question. Question 4. What does training data bias mean? The algorithm prefers first hardware. The model only works on large database. The data reflects unfair or unbalanced real-world patterns. The model randomly changes output. Answer for question 4 is C for Canada. Question 5. Which statement about AI consciousness is currently most accurate? AI consciousness. A. Some AI systems are self-aware. AI can feel emotions like humans. AI consciousness is scientifically proven. Current AI has no consciousness or subjective experience. AI consciousness. I think answer for 5 is D. Current AI has no consciousness. Okay, let's move to question 6. Why is explainability important in high-risk AI systems? Okay, A, it reduces the size of the model. B, it allows users to understand and challenge decisions. It creates training speed. It increases training speed. It removes bias automatically. Answer for question 6 is B. Okay, move to question 7. What is the main purpose of a validation data set? A, to train the model. B, to test the final mode performance once. C. To tune hyperparameters during training. D. To store user feedback after deployment. Question 7. Answer is A. To train the model. Okay, move to question 8. Which scenario best illustrates data leakage? A. Training data is too small. B. Test data accidentally influences model training. C. The model runs slowly. D. The data set contains missing values. Answer for question 8 is B. Test data accidentally influences model training. Question 9. What is the key limitation of reinforcement learning? Key limitation. A. It cannot learn from feedback. B. It requires labeled data for every example. C. It can be insufficient and resource intensive. D. It cannot be used in games or robotics. Limitation of reinforcement learning. I think answer for question 9 is B. B is my question for question 9. Okay, final. Question 10. Which principle is most aligned with responsible AI development? A. Maximize automation regardless of consequences. Optimize only for accuracy. C. Consider fairness, safety, and human impact. I think answer for question 10 is C. C for Canada. Alright, let's check answer. さあ、こんな感じで英語でチェックしながら英語で回答してみましたので、あとはですね、発音が少しおかしくてもチャット GPT 分かってくれるので、コピー&ペーストですね。これで入れると、あとはざーっとチェックして回答をチェックすることができます。このようにですね、バーっと出してくれます。さあ、では正解見てみましょう。Question 1は正解ですね。Correct ということで、Why? Large language models do not verify truth.They generate responses by predicting the most likely next words based on patterns in training data. This is why they can sound confident but still be wrong. G-test inside. Confidence equal correctness in AI. 2番目ですね。これも正解ということで。Overfitting happens when a model memorizes training data instead of learning general patterns, so it performs badly on new unseen data. これよく出てきますね。badly on new unseen data。これは overfitting という現象ですね。3番目。これ間違えました。Correct choice. Diagnosing rare medical condition ということですね。Why? High risk, high impact decisions, especially medical diagnosis, must involve human oversight. Spam filtering and movie recommendations are low risk ということで、the higher the risk to human life or rights, the more human oversight is required ということで、こういったメディカルに関わる人間の命に関わるものですね。こういうのはヒューマンオーバーサイト、人間のチェックが必要不可欠だということです。Time saving tip. When you see medical, legal, or life critical, choose not to fully automate it. ということで、こういった人間の命に関わるような重大なことはですね、not fully automated。完全に AI に任せちゃいけないということですね。4番目、correct ということで、training data bias means data set reflects unfair, incomplete, or skewed real-world patterns, and the model learns those biases. Bias comes from data, not from the machine wanting to be biased. ということで、バイアスですね。偏りがあるということです。Question 5. Why? これも正解ですね。Current AI has no consciousness, no self-awareness, no subjective experience. It stimulates language and reasoning, but does not experience anything. ということで、Very common exam question. You got it right. 6番目。これも合ってますね。 Explanation ability allows humans to understand, audit, and challenge AI decisions, which is critical in high-risk systems, finance, healthcare, justice. Explainability, not bias removal. Explainability equal transparency, accountability. 透明性とかですね、説明責任。これがexplainability ですね。クエスチョン7間違えてしまいました。コレクトチョイス。To tune hyperparameters during training. Why? Training set runs patterns. Validation set tunes hyperparameters. Model selection. Test set final evaluation on rate. A classic G test trap. Many people confuse training versus validation. Question A 正解ですね。Why? Data leakage occurs when test data influences training, causing unrealistically good performance during evaluation. Leakage, broken evaluation, false confidence. 9番目、間違えました。Correct choice. It can be insufficient and resource intensive. Why? Reinforcement learning does learn from feedback, but it often requires massive try and error, large computer resources, long training times. Leveled data is not required in RL ですね。Reinforced learning does supervise learning ということで、Reinforcement learning does learn from feedback. フィードバックから学ぶのが強化学習ということです。さあ、10番目、コレクト合ってますね。Responsible AI focus on fairness, safety, transparency, and human impact ということで、10分の7ですね。7割正解しました。さあ、いかがでしょう。こんな感じで英語を学びながら AI の知識を上げていく、そして G 検定合格を目指すということで、第7回までですね、10問各問テスト終わりましたけれども、皆さんもやってますでしょうか。英検9回チャンネルいいなと思ったらチャンネル登録、高評価ボタンのクリックお願いします。Have a great day!